Peace, peace, peace. It's Latoria Q back with another video. And I haven't made a video in a while. And I laughed today because I was like, this is going to be the moment where I come out. This has to be the moment where I come out, I guess. So, what's up, y'all? It's Latoria Q back with another video. If you have previously watched my channel, you know that I am one who walks properly a holistic and I try to be in a clean energy state. I try not to give myself over to any of the entertainment or angles that are being presented. Why? Because you are only seeing a limited perspective. If you are only seeing one camera angle and you are not seeing a full view, you don't even know what's going on. So you seeing something by which they want you to see and how they want you to see it. So follow along clearly, because ain't too many times I'm going to come out and do too many videos in this manner. Because if you know, you know. And if you with your tribe or a collective that understands with the same mind and the inner workings or similar inner workings, you can understand how to use frequency and energy, and you know what time it is. So I'm going to do this video and I'm going to really post this video. So last night, there was a slap that they allegedly say was heard around the world. Well, let me tell you, it wasn't heard around the world. It was heard right here. It was heard in the homes and the confines of Black people. Of should he or should he not have done what he did? I'm not going to use nobody's name because I don't know them people. Them people don't pay me. But I know what a ritual is. I know what a ritual when it's being done, right? And so they want you to see something, but they want you to only see it in the perspective that is presented. And so we saw a man being a defender of his wife, of his queen, and he went to protect her honor by stopping a comedian from making her the butt of a joke. I don't watch many award shows. Matter of fact, I don't watch any award shows, but I do see clips when I do see them. And I remember last year there was a ritual done, and the ritual was for pedophiles. The ritual was for the exposure of those who are doing harm to children and or doing harm to others. And so this ritual is not any different. It's just looks different. It appears different, but it's no different. It is still an energy that you can use for your purpose and for your own good without being sucked into it. There's a way to watch and not absorb. There's a way to observe and not be a part of the game. And you need to know how to observe and not be a part of the game. It's okay to watch. It's okay to analyze. But do not get personal. This is not about you. This is not about your household. This is not about your family. This is not about your honor. This is not about your wife and what goes on inside your bedroom. This is not about your husband and in how he chooses to defend you. This is not about that. What this is about, though, is understanding what's being in front of you and how it's being presented to you and how to use it. And so what it is a light was shined, and there were 3 pyramids, 3 triangles. There was also smoke. There's also horns. You got to know what you're looking at when you're looking at a ritual. You need to know what appears and what doesn't appear and why it appears the way that it appears. So what does that mean? There are shapes and symbols and symbolisms presented in front of you that if it looks a certain way and it sounds a certain way at surface level, that's all it is. But if you are looking at it from a higher perspective, if you look at it from a different angle, if you look at it from all vantage points and viewpoints, if you look at it in time, if you look at it in space, if you look at it in light codes, you would understand that what they are presenting in front of you. And so therefore your subconscious mind and even your unconscious mind, what is here and what is not here, is looking at something and processing it so you know how to move in it. But if you don't know how to move in it because you don't know what you're looking at, you get swept up into either the emotions or you get swept up into the ignorance of not knowing what you're looking at. But you know you're looking at something, right? So what are you looking at? You weren't just looking at a man come out of a sea of people dressed to the immaculate, to their grandest. They dress to their most highest of levels, and you see a man's wife being preyed upon, joked upon, in this sea of people. But then you also hear the jester not call the man by his name, but by another name. Why did he call him by that name? Huh? Why did he call him by that name with his red envelope? Why did he call him by that name? Huh? And then the name that he called him is a representative of a father that is not there, right? It's representative of a man that's not there. And when you look at that man's children, why are they dressed in red and black? For that smoky orange and red and black stage. Huh? So let's get into it, because I'm not going to get sucked up into that part. I just wanted to point something out to you. So he gets out of the sea of people and gets upon a runway, a walkway. So he leaves one pod and goes across to the other pod to get to the said jester. So a king steps from his place, his position next to his queen, to defend her. He moves positions. He moves spaces. After he moves spaces, he crosses a runway, right? And what happens when he crosses that runway? He steps into some circles. Oh, let's talk about it. And when he steps into these circles, what does he do? Now, whether it's real or fake, I don't know. I don't care. That ain't my business. What they do with their money and their time and their energy, cool. If that's how they want to do it, cool. Well, thank you. I appreciate you. I thank you for revealing. I thank you for being a vessel. I thank you for taking the time and the opportunity to humiliate yourself for the purpose of us to witness and to recognize what is and what is not. See, the thing about life is it's never what it appears to be. It's what it's supposed to be. It may not look like you think it should. It may not even feel quite right. But whatever it's supposed to be, you can't take that away from it. What's supposed to happen is happening. And so we're going to talk about what you can do with this energy. So depending on how you take a perspective, if you think about like Will has his Mars energy right now, or you think about, we are in Aries now, we are in a fire sign. If you think about it, he was crying. We got the water going. We got so much going on. If you look at all the energy and the placements of things, how can you use it to benefit? How can you use it to do your work? How can you use it to propel yourself and not be distracted? How can you use this moment to make you better versus being caught up in what someone else did or didn't do for when they should or shouldn't have done and when they, all that other mess? How can you use this to empower yourself? How can you use this? Well, first, let's talk about on an individual scale in our homes. If you have a relationship that's out of whack, you need to take care of it inside of the home and not let it be drawn out. Also, if you want to put it like that, whoever you are warring with, be strategic. Don't be emotional. Mind yourself. Stay in your square, not your circle. Okay? Your circle is what gets you messed up. Your square keeps you on point. I'm just saying. So how can you use this? First of all, you can use this by cleaning and clearing yourself. If you have anything that may fall out of your closet or anything that may be a little bit, somebody hit you just right. They hit you, if they hit you just right, how are you going to respond? It's two things you can do. Now let's take the king, for instance. And I'm going to say king because y'all know what I mean. Let's take the king, for instance. The king was emotional, and I'm not saying he should or shouldn't have been. He did whatever he was supposed to do. The king was emotional and moved. Now, if you play chess, you know when the king moves, you down bad. If the king moving, the board is bad, okay? Don't matter if you on the black side, white side. If your king moves, I promise you doing bad, okay? If your king got to leave his square, if the king got to leave that back row, the king doing bad. Not at it, not over there, but the king doing bad, right? And if you can get the king to move and you not move, you setting them up for the taking. You got them just where you want them. That's what they saying. Got the king just where he's supposed to be. But it's the other king. See, the jester is stuck. He's on his space. He planted down. He took that on the chin, didn't he? Didn't even flinch. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you. If my mama moved too fast, baby, I'm flinching. But if somebody else moved too fast, I'm flinching. And I hope I don't flinch and punch you in your jaw. But I'm flinching. And if I flinch, I don't flinch too much. But if I flinch, it ain't you, baby. I promise you it was me. Everything I had in me was coming for that because I don't have fear like that. So if you get me to the point where I flinch, I promise you, you might want to back up. Look, I promise you, I ain't even gonna, I promise you, if you brace yourself to make me flinch and connect, woo! Right? Okay then. All right. I just tell you what. Keep watching. Yeah. Keep watching. But know how to observe and not absorb. Know how to use this energy for your own purposes. Clean out whatever you got going on in any of your emotions. You better learn how to be steady under pressure. I ain't saying somebody should have handled anything any kind of way. I'm saying be ready to handle your emotions under pressure. What I also am saying, be ready and be wise about who your true enemy is. Be ready and be wise about who your true enemy is. Sometimes your enemy is not someone else, but it is yourself. It is your ego. It is what you think you need to prove. You have nothing to prove. Know yourself, know your enemy, know your purpose, and know where your position is supposed to be. If anything and nothing else, you better know who you are. You ain't playing no roles. This is real life. And even in real life, we still characters. But you better know your role. Because at any given time, they will call you out of your character. Remember, he called him another name. And he responded to the name he was called, not to the name he has. Just remember that. Y'all better stay focused. Bye, babies.